What is going on, everybody? I am Jay Marie, and today we are starting our very first episode of That Part Podcast. That Part Podcast is going to be a little bit different than the Dirty Pleasure Show, so you guys will have to tune in to see how different it's going to be. But today I'm interviewing one of the Dallas natives who's also a actor here in the Dallas area. And we're going to be talking about just his work and some things going on with him. And we'll get into that here in just a little bit. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tyrone Betters. As stated, I am an actor. I'm a model based in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah, we got a lot of motion going on right now, and I'm excited to share everything we got going on today.
Okay, good. Glad you are here. So to crack right into the questions, when we're talking about your characters, and I see in the background we got Perk 30 up there. So I
Yeah,
think that maybe is a hint to the
right.
character that you like to play. But I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Okay.
What would be your favorite character out of the ones that you play so far that you feel the most challenged with?
I believe so far within the films that I have, and I'll rank them off. I'll run them off a little bit later, but actually, it's been this character right here, Jason Perkins. I wouldn't say it wasn't about just being challenging, but it was just about the dynamic of the character, what he means to Perk 30 and the world of Perk 30, and just his overall demeanor, his overall stance, how he moves, how he maneuvers, and having that underdog mentality, that underestimated mentality, but still being able to shine in his greatness.
Okay. I'm over here adjusting and trying not to take away from everything going on here. Okay. So you feel like he challenged you in a way that it kind of put you in the underdog mentality. This character did
Oh well,
specifically.
he was kind of an underdog. I mean, I guess you could say I'm an underdog as well, especially within. I feel like not just my market, but in the game period, I do feel like an underdog. I feel like I bring a lot to the table, and I'm underestimated as an actor myself. So I feel like me and Jason definitely have those similarities. But I think within his world and the dynamic of his family, he's like underestimated within his strengths.
Okay. So for you, that character resonates because you do feel like an underdog in the acting world right now.
Absolutely, I feel like
Okay.
most people won't say I am, but I feel like one only because it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with out here, and you know where you want to go. You know how you carry yourself, but people tend to take it in the wrong way. Instead of having a conversation, they just assume who you are and what you are about instead of just having a conversation with you. So they'll run with their assumptions, and that's how rumors get started.
Okay. Okay. Now, okay, so to kind of touch on that, so feeling like the that you're the underdog, do you feel like it empowers you though? Because a lot of times when you have adversity and when you have opposition, it tends to empower you. But do you feel like that kind of makes you feel defeated in this case, or
Nah,
does it?
I wouldn't say. I'm not gonna say defeated. I felt the brunt of it before, but if anything, I feel the most empowered because I understand I'm moving in my purpose. A lot of times, you know, people just want to be the man just to be the man, but it's not. It's more than just being a man. It's being a brand. It's understanding the dynamic of me and your relationship, and you and we working together, um,
Right.
to get to a
Several
bigger purpose
projects, by the
on
way.
several
Right.
projects, on events, on
Right.
so many other things that we have going on. And we're moving in our power and understanding that, man, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than you. I have a family. You know what I mean? I have a daughter. I'm building. And it's so much bigger than the place that I live, the place that I grew up. It's just bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? My vision, the things that I'm striving to be, the things that I'm striving to do. I don't have time to sit and worry about and be flustered in my feelings about things when I understand I'm moving in righteousness, meaning right standing. And I'm giving it everything I got to be the best Tyrone Betters, the model, the actor, the mogul that I could be.
Okay. So when it comes to the bigger picture and things like that, early on, you got a lot of no's, I would assume, early on, like a lot of us will get when we're starting out anything, right? So how did you handle the no's in your career, in your industry? How did you handle that?
Man, they were hard at first because I personalize. To this day, I still personalize a lot of things, but I think the biggest thing right now is not internalizing it. So, before in the beginning, I used to internalize. I'm like, I know I'm ready, but sometimes you're not as good as you think you are, you know. And I still have more development to do. So in those early stages, I was still learning the craft. I was learning myself. I was learning the type of and style of actor that I wanted to be. I was learning so many different things and submitting and getting no's. I'm auditioning for plays and I'm not getting callbacks, or I'll get a callback and I still wouldn't get the role. That was like 3 years of that. Booking only
Wow.
one job, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't get my first paid gig till I was like 7 years in. I kind of want to say
7 years.
like 7 years. I might be, the
Wow.
timing might be off, but yeah, I think it was 13. I started acting at 8. So not really 7. So around, roughly around that time. And I really just was figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Like most actors, just figuring your way, paving your way, especially when you're coming from a market that's not a New York or LA or at this point Atlanta, but we're getting there, you know. So you just trying to carve out your space within the space, you know. And it took a long time. It took a lot of time between I kind of I dropped my eye off the ball in my mid 20s, from like 25 to 27. I was messing around, just doing all different type of stuff and not focused. Wasn't taking classes. I'm submitting, was still wasn't auditioning, and just got to a point where I kind of just wanted to quit. And I tried to quit several times, you know. But you know, when
What
God,
stopped you from quitting? Let's talk about that. What stopped you from quitting?
I'm gonna say God for sure. A lot of times we'll quit things because we don't see it going at the pace that we wanted to. So we're trying to force things to happen. But at the end of the day, we have to go at his pace and the pace that he set for us, you know. So when I stopped listening to myself and started listening to him, that's when things started trickling in. That's when I started seeing the success that I wanted to see. And it took baby steps. For a whole year I was doing anything that I can get my hands on. I was doing background work. I was just showing up. I was just trying to be in the mix. Last year I put it on my heart to well, God put it on my heart to start doing independent projects. So I just started last year when it comes to the independent circuit. And I worked on a couple of projects. I worked on A True Christmas. I worked on No Better Love. They're streaming now on Tubi. And then towards the end of the year, I shot Perk 30. And so the things just started opening up for me the more that I kept moving. And of course, we're still booking commercials at this time. We're still just continuously growing the brand and being more recognized within not just my city, but in other markets as well.
Okay, so would you say when you say carving out your spot in this market, what would you say looks like your style of actor when you're talking about carving out yourself, carving, making a name for yourself? What would you say your style of acting is? And then is that sort of like a saturated market when you think about that type of actor?
No, it's only one Tyrone Betters. So
Okay,
me
okay.
I'm just being me. And I train all the time. I'm in training and I just bring me, you know what I mean? So I think that's what separates me from anybody else. Like, and that's not no knock on what everybody else doing, but I know what I bring to the table when you book me, right? When you book me, you bring in a professional on set. He's going to come prepared to do his job. And then when we're done and we're wrapping, it's time to promote the movie. You're going to have a professional that's going to talk about the movie, that's going to do the interviews, that's going to do, you know what I mean, travel to other cities and talk about the films and projects, that's going to put the legwork in as well. And I think sometimes people take that for granted. a lot of people take it for granted. I'm gonna be honest. It's a lot of people I've worked with. It ain't no disrespect or nothing, but when I'm tagging y'all or when I'm tagging people or this and the third, if I wasn't doing it, people would be tripping. People would be tripping because they're like, no one's promoting the movie. But see, me, I actually promote my movies. I actually do all these different things, and sometimes people don't share it, people don't comment on it, people don't do anything. You know what I mean? But if I was to the level of Michael B. Jordan, they had me in the movie, they'll be promoting it or they'll be sharing
Blowing it
it
up,
third,
blowing it
right?
up.
So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't understand trajectory. And I'm gonna be honest, my trajectory is showing that I'm getting to the level where you just gonna have to respect it. That's not saying that I'm better than anybody. That's not saying that I think I'm bigger than anybody. But as all brands, we grow from the production side, they want people that's going to grow. They want people that's going to be vested in the projects or the project or projects, whatever the manner is going to be. And so, as an actor, I'm going to have that same approach. I hold everybody to the same standard I hold myself. So, if I come to set and we're not prepared or my time is being wasted, I'm gonna feel away. I don't handle that because I can't get time back, especially
that's
if
true. That's true.
especially if I know I'm not getting the desired funds that I would like. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about sacrificing. But at the end of the day, I'm a professional. I'm a pro at what I do. So when you book me, you booking the Tyrone Better's experience. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that in a third person manner on purpose. I'm just saying it from the standpoint of I'm a brand. I'm a full tailored brand with a team that goes hard, So, when the ones that know Perk 30, they know Elmore Vision, they know how I'm coming.
Now, and I want to speak to that because there are let's talk about Tubi movies, right?
Yeah, of course.
We hear a lot of shit about Tubi movies. There's a lot of jokes out there. Some of them might be funny, but majority of them, when it comes to the craft, when it comes to you working on your craft, it's
Mm-hmm.
insulting, right?
Very
It
much
is
so.
belittling, and it's a lot of people who are insensitive. But when you think about the acting world, would you say you have to have a thick skin because this is
Hell
this is kind
yeah.
of the nature of the beast?
You gotta have a thick skin and you gotta know how to take criticism. And the problem is people don't know how to take criticism. As much as they say they do not. You know what I'm saying? Even me sometimes. They're not that I just necessarily want to hear, but I seek it because I'm always trying to get better. I don't think that I'm a finished product. I think that I'm always ever evolving. So my last project is not going to be better than my next project, if that makes sense. Like I'm
Yeah,
always trying to push the envelope and get better and understand and seek knowledge, and that's where growth comes from. The moment you think you know it all, or a common theme that happens is when people have a certain critique about a movie, the next thing that people say is, "Well, what were your movies? What movies have you done?" And that's not how you grow. It's just not. That's not how you grow because it's being defensive, right? In this thing, people gonna have all types of say, man, if you go into them Tubi groups, they roasting all day. People had everything to say about Perk 30. They have everything to say about Everybody Hates Christmas. They have everything to say about Guns Down. People gonna talk. That just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But as people in the craft, when I see other people or fellow actors or fellow people throwing shade on projects that I'm in or other project that's coming out of our network, I feel a way about that. And the reason I feel a way about that is because we supposed to be championing each other up. I promote everybody else's movies like they're mine. You right? But I don't get that. I know for a fact I don't get that same love or that same treatment. Not that I'm gonna complain about it, but I see it. I see it. But I'm never gonna stop moving how I move because I know that producers here or producers everywhere see how I move. They see how I'm putting myself out there. I've made plenty of networks in every market to where they're reaching out. We're messaging each other. I'm talking to distributors. Um, just building, right? So the thing is, when you have a vision, you have to be 100% sold on the vision, even if nobody else sees it. And when they do see it, and by the time it may be too late, because the bag that you have to pay to be a part of that now would have been different then. But it's a whole different ball game, especially when you put yourself in a position to be able to do that.
I agree. And I think it's important to also show the human side of it. Like you
Mm-hmm.
do get fucked up about, seeing certain things, like it's real, it's
It's nasty. It's nasty,
it's something,
and
yeah,
there's
it's
no
something
place
that
for it.
you can take personal, right? But you can take it personal. What do you say to the writers, the directors who are seeing, their movies get dragged, and this might be their first movie, but
Mm-hmm.
who knows that because nobody's done their research and
What
different
I
things
say
like that.
is build up that callus, right? You know, when you're wet lifting weights or anything, sometimes you get the callus on your. I got a few of them on my hands. You have to build up that callus because everybody's not gonna like everything, right? But that's not your audience. Your audience are the people that gravitate towards you. Also, if they talking bad, if they talking good, they talking. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to keep going. Now, if you get on there and you recognize comments from people that might be in circumference of where you at, move accordingly. Move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? I know how to move in a room full of people that don't like me. I'ma smile.
Okay.
I'm gonna be at places. I'm gonna shake hands. I'm gonna take pictures. And I'm not saying take pictures like I'm a celebrity, but take pictures as we good, we here, we having fun,
Capture the
and
moment.
being a
Yeah.
part of the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think people have a misconception when it comes to not only me but others that are around. And we doing our thing, and at the end of the day I can't apologize for being great. I'll never do that because I know what it took for me to get here. I know the battles I had, I know the tears I cried, I know the prayers I prayed. Can't nobody take that away from me. Only I can allow them to do that.
That's true. I think when we talking about the tears that you cried or that anyone else has cried because they've had to thicken their skin up, they've had to make the callus, or develop a, what is it, a sensitivity to it maybe, or not having a
Desensitized being.
sensitivity, yeah, desensitized, there we go, thank you. So desensitizing their self from the comments, from the ridicule, from the things like that. When we're talking about Tubi movies, like I said, there are so many jokes, there's so many naysayers and things like that. What do you say when it comes to taking on certain roles or being a part of certain projects? Do you feel like that you're now at a level where you're not going to take certain projects because you know that there is a certain quality that you're expecting now and that
Absolutely.
that your fans are expecting from you? Okay.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say I have fans. I probably have supporters. But I would say absolutely right. I don't take every role that's presented. I read the scripts. I ask the questions. I see what's going on. I try to see previous work. I do all of that stuff because at the end of the day, I want to use and be a part of projects that I can stand on. You know what I'm saying? I even want to audition for projects that I can stand on. I'm sorry. My bad, my daughter downstairs.
Okay. No problem.
But I wanna stand on everything that I do. And if I can't stand on it, then I'm not being my authentic self. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never sign up for something that I'm not gonna 100% be behind. I'll never audition for a role that I don't agree with. If I don't feel calmness or stillness when deliberating or reading a script or reading about or creating this character, then I'm just not going to do it because I want to be 100% down and take the journey of creating this character, of creating and building up this real life situation with fictional, you know what I'm saying, fictional things. Um, you got to be dedicated to these characters because we're giving them a voice, we're giving them breath, and we're breathing life into them. And so we want to do justice by them. And if I'm not 100% calm in calmness and understanding that this is who I'm going to be, then I'm not going to give it the performance that it deserves.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in saying that, on the Tubi side, it's a platform that allows us to be seen, right?
Hmm.
We've seen people that have garnered a great following off of Tubi movies, off being consistent, off posting, off doing all of these different things, and they built it up. You can do it if you do it right. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? So then it's about, all right, when I'm posting the stuff that I'm in, making sure that it's of a quality that I can stand behind. It's just all it is.
Okay.
It's nothing personal because it's not personal on their end, so it's not gonna be personal on my end.
Okay. So when you're talking about the different characters, like I know from seeing a lot of your movies now that you have a certain you have a level of dexterity as an actor, right? Dexterity meaning you have a lot of versatility in different roles and things like that you play.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones that I became fond of was Everybody Hates Christmas, the Stony character.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in comparison from the movies that I've seen you in, you've kind of played more serious roles and things like that, and not necessarily comedy related. Would you take a comedy related role like a rom com or something like that, where you
Absolutely.
were being
Abs-
more
Absolutely.
cheesy with the content?
I
Okay,
absolutely, I absolutely would. I absolutely would because as an actor, it's all about stretching yourself and being able to show multiple sides to you, right? If you always continuously playing the same style of character, the same style of role, you're not stretching yourself. You're working, don't get me wrong, but you're not stretching yourself. And even if I do play a bad guy, I won't play the bad guy the same style, the same type of way. It's going to be multiple different layers to them. You know what I'm saying? So, the what I love about Stoney was he was the actual good guy. He was a guy that had a job. He was a guy that wanted the best for his patient. He was willing to push them to the limit. He was infatuated with a girl, didn't know who or what she was, but he sees her all the time at his favorite restaurant. Um, he built. You see courage, you see nervousness, you see timidness, you see everything that Jason Perkins is not.
right, right, right. If
Right?
we're being honest, there is
Like
a very
if we
very
if
difference.
from even it gets to the point when you're building a body where I gained a little weight, I cut off my hair, I look nerdish. You know what I'm saying? Like me meaning Stony. Um, embodying that character and bringing them to fruition. That's the importance of just understanding depth within your character, understanding that you have to build these lives and show them in their truest form, right? I can't approach Everybody Hates Christmas like I approach Perk 30, right?
Right. Now,
Yeah.
when we're talking about the characters, do you okay, so I've saw some either social I forget on social media or something like that. There was an actor who was saying he wouldn't take certain roles because it's demonic to him or it had some sort of
Mm-hmm.
negative energy and things like that behind it. Do you feel like the roles that you take have to like could you play an extremely bad guy, someone who in the movie rapes a woman or something like that? Like knowing that you obviously didn't do it or you didn't, whatever you want to say, but in the
Um,
character,
it would have
could
to
you
make
do that?
it would just have to make sense to the story. Cause a lot of times people just be throwing stuff in there just to do it, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense to the story. Now, if he's that menacing, he's that evil, you know what I'm saying, and it's and I love the script, then I signed up for that. That's what I signed up for. But that story has to be told too because it happens. It has happened. It does happen. And it's different things that can be triggering to people. You know what I'm saying? But we everybody has their different triggers. Half most people that we know don't like slave movies. That's triggering, but that is a part of our life. It just is. It doesn't define our life, but it is a scope of the Black experience. You know what I mean? So, well,
Yeah.
ancestral, our ancestral experience. Um, there are roles I won't do. You know what I'm saying? There are things that if I don't feel comfortable, I won't do it. It just is what it is. And I set my standard first. When I first started, I knew what I wanted to be and what I didn't want to do. And so We stand by those. We continuously um, be in a space of understanding that, yeah, like I know what I want for me. I know what it's supposed to look like. I know what God is showing me to do. And if it doesn't fit the plan, no, I can not.
Okay. Okay. So when when we talk about playing different characters, and then when we talk about an actor's level of versatility, do you feel like mental health can be a challenge in some role, like in terms of like method acting or different styles of acting? Like I've heard
Uh,
some actors say they uh, they embodied this character even when they left the movie scene, the movie set. They were this character, you know, even before they came to the set and things like that.
I'm
Do you
not
feel
a
like
fan of
mental health
method
is
acting. I'm not a fan of
okay?
method acting, especially if you're not healed from those traumas. Because pretty much you're reopening scabs and wounds that you have not properly healed from. So for the sake of a character, your life is left in shambles. Nah, we see people have they couldn't get out, they couldn't escape, they got so deep into the things that they took their life. You know what I mean? It's things
That's a
that when it comes to mental
yeah.
health, you have to do the work, the leg work. You have to go to the get yourself a therapist. You know what I'm saying? Do the work to be mentally full so that you can have the ability to open up those scars or allow your character to come in and take from those things. That's one of the things my acting coach, shout out to Calvin. Uh, um, yeah, like you have to you got to do the work. You have to do the work, right? Because if there's certain levels that with these characters and how these scripts can be written that you have to go, right? But if you're not all the way properly healed after the character, after you film it, after all of this stuff, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
How do you cope back down? Because now you just open up all of these emotional scars and you don't know how to close when you start leaning on the bottle, you start doing these different things, right? It's triggering. And as an actor, my health comes first. I don't care about none of that. My mental health, especially being a black man, being a father, you know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff in this world right now that's attacking us left and right. You know what I'm saying? So I got too much more to worry about than playing a character that's gonna allow me to harm myself because I escape inside that character too much. So I'm not big on method acting. You do what works for you though. I won't talk down on it, but um, understanding and writing out your who, what, when, where, why, creating your backstory, getting to the deeper thoughts, getting an acting coach, making sure you get an acting coach, and going up against somebody that can change your train of thought. Those are the things that can allow you to build your characters and do it safely and do it willingly.
Okay. 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 So then your what do you picture as your level of success in this in the acting world? What is
I'm
Tyrone
still
Better's
I'm still the barely named independent actor out of Dallas. I haven't done shit yet, to be honest. I've done a few things, and I won't speak down on my career at this point. I've done a lot of commercials. I've done a couple of SAG work, but there's so much more that I gotta do. So much more.
what do you feel like? Well, let me ask this: what does success look like to you then? Because everybody's opinion of success is
Success
different.
looks like I'm able to provide for my family without having to work another job. That I solely make my money off of my career, off of my talent. That's what success.
And you feel like
I did.
um
She just started
suc-
talking.
she's trying to get in on the scene.
Yes, she.
Um, do you feel like success is going outside of the independent realm, or do you feel like it's you can have
Success is
success in independent?
success is taking every avenue that's presented to get presented to you that's legal that's presented to
Of
you
course.
to to get the job done. So if that's independent route, cool. I'll do independent work while I'm submitting for SAG work. I'll get other forms of representation. We're submitting. We're getting auditions in. We're trying to submit to get auditions. All of that stuff. We're gonna take every avenue that it takes to get successful because that's what it takes.
Okay. When we talk about your comfort zone as an actor, do you feel like getting out of acting would be getting out of your comfort zone, or do you feel like that's a challenge going
Come,
into different
I mean,
roles?
getting out of acting.
Getting out of acting, meaning if someone as an actor says, you know what, this is not challenging me anymore. This is not, you know, this is not what it used to be. Kind of like how some artists say, you know, I got out of music because of, you know, music has changed or whatever, and I couldn't evolve or couldn't blah blah blah. So now they're going
Nah,
into the
I can't
background of it
say.
or anything.
Nah, if anything, I evolved to doing all of it, but the only thing I'm focused on is the acting part because I haven't made it in the acting part yet. Like I know they say don't put all your eggs in one basket, but I feel like I've trickled eggs around, right? And then, but this is my main egg. Acting is my main thing, and until I make it in that, everything else will follow, or it'll increase and grow by the impact that I have for my craft, right? You got to be 10 toes down, right? Because a lot of times people are doing a whole bunch of stuff, but they're not. It's not hitting. It's not making the impact that they think it should, or they believe it is, right? So we still working. We still making those impacts. So as an actor, I still have way too much to go to even think about. Uh, I'm gonna just fall to the wayside now. I put in too much work, put in too much time to even think like that.
Okay, okay. Now you have Stony up, and I know Jason Perkins is in the background. Now I
Mm-hmm.
want to kind of switch gears to a part of the show now we call "Seen It," where we're gonna just kind of talk about different Q&A questions, but you're gonna answer in the character
Okay.
that you choose. So which character are you gonna kind of be for
I could
these
do Jason.
question and answers?
I'll do Jason. I'll do Jason.
You'll do Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jason Perkins, and I'm gonna refer to you as that so we can keep you in the same frame of mind.
What's
Because
good?
Does Jason have kids? No, he doesn't have kids. Okay, okay.
Shit, just
So,
crazy girlfriend.
okay. So, Jason Perkins, out of all your siblings, who do you get along with the most and why?
I'm gonna say Naya. Um, she had my niece, Cottonelle. It was a whole bunch going on, but we're closer in age, so we've been around. We grew up the most together. Cordero, he's my adopted brother, but we know what it is with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that Cordero and Knight, those are two that I'm kind of close, mostly closer with.
Okay. Did you get into fights with your siblings, you know, when you were younger? Was there ever like a lot of conflict because living in the same
Absolutely,
house and that kind of
absolutely. I
thing?
mean, the way we was raised. At the end of the day, the way we was raised is you don't take no shit from nobody. I don't care if it's your brother or your sister. Even me, my father, Bapo. But yeah, like we got into fights all the time, like any other family.
Okay, okay. And what okay, there are, let's see, there's yourself, Cordero, and Brandon, right? Brothers.
Brandis,
Who
my little brother.
okay, who took all the hoes when y'all were younger? Who stole y'all
Well,
hoes?
Brandon is in high
Pulled the
school.
hoes. Okay.
Brandon's in high school. He wasn't around. It was obviously me because it was if as far as
Uh,
boys,
it was obviously you.
absolutely. As far as
Okay, okay,
between me and Cordero, absolutely. Not
okay, okay,
not
okay, okay. So now we are approaching the holidays. Of all your family, who would you say cannot step a foot in the fucking kitchen because they are not, they gonna burn the kitchen down versus
fine. Siobhan, no,
Siobhan is gonna burn the kitchen down?
I'm burning the kitchen down.
Really?
I need to be in the kitchen
She will
now.
burn the kitchen down. Okay,
Let,
okay,
we're gonna let my
okay,
mom. We'll just let my mama continue to hold that down.
okay. Now, who out of the siblings are helping to cook? You know, the holiday meals and stuff
Nobody.
like that.
Nobody.
Oh, mama's doing it all. She's
Yeah.
not letting nobody touch her. Okay.
If anybody, Naya,
Some
but
mamas don't.
if anybody, Naya, but who knows?
Okay.
I don't be in the kitchen like that, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Right. Because you be doing other things. So now, speaking of those other things, do you have plans to have children with Victoria?
Uh,
You know,
not
because
not really.
not really. Okay. Okay. Now, there is another lady in the picture, or are we not talking about her?
I don't know what you're talking about. So
Oh, okay. Okay. We're not talking about her. Okay. So, what's your favorite cereal?
favorite cereal. I'm gonna say
Jason, what is your favorite cereal? Yes.
nah for sure. I'm gonna say favorite cereal. I'm gonna say pops,
Corn Pops?
corn pops.
Okay. Okay. Um, Playlist wise, when you're listening to music, not working out, but maybe let's say like you're getting upset and you need to calm down, what's music that Jason Perkins is listening to calm himself
I'm
down?
listening to Mo 3.
Oh, to calm down, you're listening to Mo 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
okay,
has a
okay,
mixture. He has a mixture of songs. He not just one way. He got a mixture of songs.
okay, okay, okay. Um, what about on your way to, because you know your family, y'all, you got a business, right? A family business.
Uh-huh.
On your way to do business, when you getting ready to get hype
Well,
and
club. I own a club, so
you own a club. Okay,
I,
so
look,
I'm getting mixed up.
I
It's
mean,
not the family
I'm
business.
definitely in the family business, but I own
Okay,
a club.
okay,
They too flashy.
okay,
I don't do all that.
okay. It's too flashy. Okay, so what kind of music plays in your club? Like what style of club do you own?
I mean, it's a nightclub. I mean, we play everything. For the most part, of course, it's urban radio stuff.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
it's just a mixture of stuff. Just like any other nightclub.
okay. So Jason Perkins, do you feel like the summertime, the Texas heat, extremely hot? Does Jason Perkins go commando at all? Is he too cool for that?
No, I wear suits, so I ain't gonna be
You
commando.
wear suits. You wear suits, so you wouldn't free ball it.
No, not in my suits. No.
Okay,
I,
okay, not in your suits. But don't you? I mean, wouldn't Jason go to the gym or go play some basketball? He's not.
I mean, we go work
You're not
out.
doing all that.
We go
Okay,
work out
okay,
most times and stuff, and just stay in
okay,
shape and everything. But for the most part, now,
okay. Now, do you plan on moving out of your parents' house ever? Because y'all all stay in there like what they don't believe in letting y'all
no, I
move
don't pay
out.
no rent. I don't pay no rent. I mean, I might go stay at Victoria from time to time, but I don't pay no rent.
So that's why you want to stay in the house? You don't
Everybody
want your
stays in the
own
house.
mansion?
It's a mansion. It's enough room for everybody.
But you don't want your own mansion? Like you still under your parents' rules, right?
Nah, not
You're
if I'm.
not under their rules?
I make my own money. I make my own money. So yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So you don't plan to move out of the house. That's interesting. So you're codependent on the house.
I'm not codependent on nobody.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, Let me see. My last question for Jason is nothing. We are done. I done ran through all the damn questions. We done. Where we at? 39 minutes. We done. So all right. Thank you for playing along.
Of course.
I kind of felt like it was still Tyrone a little bit, but Jason, I was getting some Jason. I probably should have read
Uh,
his character before I asked the questions.
nah. I mean, you don't have to.
Jason wouldn't do corn pops, would he?
Huh? Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sorry, not Jason. I'm sorry, Tyrone. I'm getting y'all mixed up
I love
already.
corn. Tyrone love corn pops too. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know.
Jason loves them.
When you do characters,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to perform. Like I think people think that being a performer, performing is for on stage. When in front of the camera, you're just being. So however you bring yourself
Okay.
to that thing, it's all about your diction. When I'm talking like Stony, I talk like Stony. I smile more. I'm more upbeat. When I'm Jason, it's more menacing. It's like what you talking about? What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's all about
That's the energy.
controlling your expressions, right? So when I'm smiling, I'm like, um, look,
Excited
I don't,
about the girl in the coffee shop.
I don't know what can come with this, but I mean, I'm just coming to introduce myself to you and da da da. When I'm Jason, like,
Okay. Okay.
what's going on? I want to come see you. So like, it's all in there. It's
Okay.
all in there,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just being, not performing.
Okay. Okay. I get you on that.
If you
And I
do,
believed it too.
if it's too much, it's too much. If it looks like it's too much on TV, it's too much. They're overacting or they're doing the most. We
Okay.
don't do much.
Okay.
I like to stay in my pockets.
Okay. Well, I will say these episodes are probably going to be shorter than the other ones
As they
because we
should.
got through with everything. And I appreciate you for showing up, coming out, and being a part of this.
No
I'm
problem.
Jay Marie, host of That Part Podcast, and thanks again to Tyrone Betters for coming
No
out and
problem. Now,
interviewing.
ladies and gentlemen, Tyrone Betters one more time. Make sure that you follow me on IG at Tyrone Betters. The films that we have out right now, you can watch A True Christmas, No Better Love. We have Perk 30 right behind me. We have Everybody Hates Christmas. We have Guns Down. And then we got a few more titles that's coming soon. So tune in, follow me on IG. Go to the link tree in my bio, and you'll be able to go straight to all the movies that I have out.
Okay. And you can also follow and subscribe to That Part Podcast as That Part underscore pod on YouTube. Yeah, wherever it's at on YouTube, wherever my subscribe button is here on YouTube and all that good stuff. That Part underscore pod on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one and thanks for tuning